Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really interesting program that's all about creating the next wave of data-driven leaders. We're talking about Duke University's Master of Science in Quantitative Management, specifically their Business Analytics track.
So, if you are a professional right now and you're thinking about your next big career move, maybe you want to pivot into a more data-focused role, or maybe you just want to lead your team with way more analytical firepower, then you're going to want to stick around. This program could be the perfect fit.
First thing you need to know, the timeline. Look, this isn't some multi-year slog. The whole thing is designed to be done in just 19 months. It's a seriously accelerated path to leveling up your skill set without having to press pause on your career for too long.
And how do they make that timeline work? Well, here's the kicker. It is delivered almost 100% online. The whole format is built from the ground up for busy working professionals, giving you that flexibility to juggle your studies with, your job and your life.
Okay, so what's the deal with this program really? How does it actually work? We're about to break down the whole thing, the structure, what you learn, and the outcomes, to see how it really plans to turn talented pros into leaders who can actually speak the language of data. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to walk through what makes this program different, what your learning journey looks like, how the online part works, the playbook for getting in, and of course, how it's going to accelerate your career. Let's jump in.
First things first, let's talk about who this program is really for and what makes Duke's approach to all this business analytics stuff really stand out from the crowd.
So who's the perfect student for this? Well, it really seems to boil down to three kinds of people. First, you've got the career shifters, folks who want to move into an analytics role. Then you have people who want to blend their skills. They've got the business leadership down, but they need that technical know-how. And finally, managers who are already working with data but want to get a much stronger, more formal grasp on it.
All right, so now that we know who it's for, let's get into the good stuff, the curriculum. What are you actually going to be learning over these 19 months? So your journey is broken down into 5 12-week online terms. But, and this is super important, it doesn't start behind your computer screen. It actually kicks off with a mandatory 2.5-day residency on campus in Durham. This is where you meet your classmates, your team, and build those connections in person before all the online work begins. It's a pretty cool way to start.
Now, the curriculum itself. This is where the magic happens. It's built on this really powerful idea of blending core business with deep data science. You're not just getting one or the other. You'll take 7 courses that shore up your business fundamentals and then 9 courses that go deep into data science and analytics. The whole point is to make sure you can connect those technical insights to actual, real-world business strategy.
And this philosophy is just perfectly captured by a quote from one of the program's professors, Ryan McDevitt. He says, "In God we trust, all others bring data." I mean, that tells you everything, right? This program is all about creating leaders who make decisions based on evidence, not just a gut feeling.
So, let's talk about the online part. What does that actually feel like at a top-tier school like Duke? Is it just you and your laptop watching a bunch of pre-recorded videos? The short answer is absolutely not.
The most important thing to get here is that even though the format is flexible, it's designed to be the exact opposite of isolating. The whole experience is built around collaboration, engagement, and a ton of interaction.
And a huge part of that is something they call the Team Fuqua model. Right from the start, you're put into a small, diverse team of about 4 to 6 other professionals. And this isn't just for one project. This is your crew for the entire program. You tackle assignments together, you lean on each other's strengths. It's basically the perfect training for how modern leadership actually works.
So what's a week in the life actually look like? Well, it's a mix. You'll have self-paced stuff, readings, lectures that you can do on your own time. But you'll also have individual and team assignments with deadlines. And the whole week is kind of anchored by these live virtual class sessions. That's your time to really engage with professors and classmates. Be prepared though. It's a real commitment. They say to expect about 15 to 20 hours of work per week.
Okay, so let's say you're interested, maybe even sold. What's it actually take to get into a program like this? Let's break down the application process.
All right, it's a pretty comprehensive application, which makes sense. They really want to get a full picture of who you are. So you'll need a couple of essays and your resume, of course. All your university transcripts, 1 strong letter of recommendation, your standardized test scores, that's GMAT, GRE, or the EA, and then a required personal interview with an admissions officer. But wait, about those tests, here's a really important detail. Duke does have a test waiver policy, so if you already have a strong quantitative background, say from a STEM degree or another master's, you might be able to get that requirement waived. It's handled on a case-by-case basis, but it's definitely something to look into.
At the end of the day, a program like this is a huge investment in yourself and your future. So let's look at the payoff. What are the support systems and the network you're going to get to really accelerate your career?
This is a big one. The career support starts on day one. You get access to personalized one-on-one virtual coaching from Fuqua's Career Management Center. Their whole job is to help you build a career strategy that fits you, whether you're trying to climb the ladder where you are or make a complete pivot to something new.
And when you graduate, it's not just about the diploma. You become part of the massive Fuqua alumni network. We're talking about a global community of over 28,000 professionals who are all connected and invested in helping each other out. That is powerful.
And that network is incredibly diverse. I mean, just look at a typical class. Sure, you've got people from consulting, finance, and tech. But check out that huge slice for other. That's the cool part. It means your classmates are coming from manufacturing, healthcare, retail, you name it. It just proves how valuable these analytic skills are in literally every part of the economy.
And this really sums it all up. Cheryl Dirks, who's the Associate Dean for Career Management, says the goal isn't just about helping you get your next job. The real focus is on giving you career-building strategies, skills that are going to serve you for your entire professional life.
So let's wrap this up. By blending deep analytics with core business strategy, all in a flexible, team-based online format, the Duke MSQM is basically engineered to create that next generation of data-savvy leaders. So I guess the only real question left is, are you ready to be one of them?